Hello, it's Tristan here from ZebraInvest, and today I'm going to go through an absolutely fantastic video. This is all going to be about how you can find no money left in Buy Refurbish Refinance HMOs. And to make this even more interesting, I'm going to be heading to a location, an area that I don't invest in, to try and find one of these deals. And I want to just really show you how easy it can be to find these when you're using something like property data to be able to get out there and sort it. I think possibly whether if you're deal sourcing, whether you can then pass these deals on to someone else, whether there's a fee that could be earned there. And I'm also going to briefly touch on commercial finance as well. So I've got a few bits to go through and a lot of information, but hopefully you're going to find this really useful and actually going to be able to go out, implement it, and start building your portfolio off the back of something like this. And as I've said previously, there's far better property trainers out there teaching you actually how to kind of negotiate people, get the deals across the line. But my content is all literally about finding the deals, finding a deal that stacks, one that's going to work, and then you're going to have to learn how to go do the rest of it. And I'm an avid user of property data, so I'm going to drop it in there. If you haven't seen my videos before, I am going to give you a link to it. So if you want to go sign up to it and have a trial on it, you can. I've also got an email series coming out shortly that's also going to be running through all the different kind of strategies and ways you use property data to get out there and find deals. And so a few of the points in here today, I'm going to just touch on very high level so you can get a rough idea how it works. But if you sign up to the emails, you're then going to get a full detailed rundown of it. So let's just quickly jump in and show you what we're going to do. So what we're going to find out is a goldmine area. So everyone always bangs on about where you're going to go out, where you're going to find property, and what you're going to invest in, and especially where it's going to be in the country. You're then going to look to find probably some larger deals. Hopefully they're going to be below market value, and then we're going to deal analyze the HMO income. And most of this we can do straight off the bat in property data. So without further ado, let's go jump into property data. You've got my face, beautiful face there. And this lockdown haircut was done by myself. Hey, anyway, so I'm already logged in, but just to give you an idea and show you what it is, just so you got the information from the start. Personally, I go for the Max account because then you can get as many searches as you like. One of my friends actually signed up to it the other day, and he's already managed to max out the credits just for the basic account, so he's had to bump up. But anyway, if you log in, and I've got my username and password ready to go, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to a goldmine area, and we're going to try and go to some postcode data. So we want to find all these different places in the country to work out where is going to be my goldmine area. Personally, I invest, and my company ZebraInvest invest in Norwich. I think it's a fantastic area to invest in, but you're going to want to try and have a look for somewhere else. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sort by sales price, average asking price, and I'm going to sort that by ascending. So that means the cheapest prices are going to come up the top. And what I want to do here as well is we want to have somewhere where there's going to be good employment. And this might be completely out of the norm, and I haven't checked this before. But what I'm thinking is where there's an area with low social rent, so low local housing authority or whatever else, there's more likely to be employment. That's just a generalization. So what I'm going to do is just come down here. You've got TS1, so there's Teesside. You've got Cardiff coming in here. You've got a few really high ones, and then we're coming down. You'll see there's a few others in here. I think there's even trying to look. I found so coming here, Bradford's looking quite, but I want to get a little bit lower on that. So look, there we go. How about that? LHX1. I think HX1 must mean the city centre of somewhere, because I've listened to Rancho and Bhattacharya a few times, and anything with a 1 in it has got to be pretty central. So let's have a quick look at what HX1 is doing, and we can have a quick look on trends. So trends is quite interesting because you can see roughly over the last year or so what's roughly happened with house prices. So £79,000, and this is all based on data from Rightmove, On the Market, and Zoopla. And you can see over the year it's had, by the looks of it, a pretty decent uplift. And then you can have a look at various different stats as well. So I'm gonna take a look around HX1 and see if there's an area that we can do. What you can do on here is you can click View, and what View does is it draws a local area for HX1. You can see it's just done that there. It's got 330 data points. Usually I like to have it so it's quite a bit higher up. So by the looks of things, we're in Halifax. So what I'm going to do here is click expand. So what I've done there is just to point out is I've said in my little PowerPoint slide, we're going to head to a gold mine area. So I've worked out one that we're going to use, and we're just having a look here. So 598. I'm going to click generate data, and that's going to bring up all the properties that are on the market for sale in that area. And what we're going to be looking for really, realistically, is big properties. Because if we've got big properties for an HMO, and so we've got 5 bedrooms in a house, and we rent that room by room, and that's where we're going to be able to maximise the income on that property and maximise the yield. So just looking at this, we can do it in 2 ways. One which you can do on the pound per square foot. But you can see here that we've got about 300, how many did it say earlier? There's about 300 properties, but there's not every single property has its size listed online for you to be able to analyse by. So I'll go back to the bedroom sizes. And then I'm going to look for something down at the bottom here. Let's just open a couple of these in the 5-bedroom category, just where they're a bit bigger, Hare Street. And I'm not going to be digging through these too much, but we want to find some deals where they're pretty decent size. So here we go. We're going to open up this one, and we're going to open up this one. And I haven't ever been to Halifax, so this is going to be an interesting one to take a look at. But we've got, say, Hare Street here, which is a premium display, so that might suggest that the vendor's a little bit more motivated to get it out the door. It's a big 5-bedroom house. Supposedly they get £150 a week, which doesn't seem that much for a big 5-bedroom house. £30 a week for a room. That's got to be to nothing. It looks like it's all in pretty decent nick. Look, nice open plan living room. Could do with a refurbishment on the kitchen. But, you know, again, it's actually half decent size. What's going on there? 2 beds in the bedroom. I mean, yeah. But look, it's not too shabby. All the walls all look like they're skim smooth, and it's a decent sized house. There's an issue there just straight away. You can see that it's going to be too low in the EPC ratings to be able to rent out at the moment. So we're going to have to do a bit of work to get that improved. But then we've also got this other one here. Unfortunately, it hasn't given us a floor plan either. But we've got that one. That's been on the market for almost coming up to, what, 2-3 months. Then we've got this other one here, redrains, and look at the size of this one. Again, decent sized kitchen, living room. Maybe you could end up having a kitchen diner as kitchen living space, and then have a back lounge and extra bedroom. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 5 bedrooms that we can use out of that place. 2 en-suites. That should mean that we get a decent rental income. There's quite nice bathrooms in there as well. Let's have a quick look through the photos. I mean, it all looks reasonably tidy. I mean, let's open it up so it's a little bit bigger. You know, it looks like it could do with a bit of TLC, a bit of loving. You know, really nice bathroom, decent sized house. So that's sitting underneath it. And as I said, I don't know the area at all, but you know, it looks reasonably up together. And it could be, well, I mean, it looks like it's almost an HMO as it is. So that could be quite a good little deal or property to have. Oh, and by the looks of things, what we've got here is we've actually got a 4-bedroom house. I'm just going to double check the description. So there, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and there's a separate flat downstairs in the basement. So this could actually be a really good deal. Anyway, so what we're going to do, look, let's jump back into what I was saying rather than get distracted. So we found some pretty decent properties. How do we know whether they're below market value? And we're going to do some deal analysis. So hopefully we found 2 decent sized properties in a great little area. So what we're going to do first is we're going to deal analyse the HMO income on these properties. So what we're going to do is if we head back to property data, we have an evaluate function. And if you click in here, rather than jump around through spare room and try and work out all the details yourself, you can get the comparables or evaluation for a property just by clicking in here. So we can do the HMO bit there. And what we've got here is, because I've got the property data plugin, it automatically gives you the full postcode. So what we can do here, we can see the average size of that property. We're going to say once we're done up, we'll have a nice condition. We've got a living room. I'm not sure if it's got parking. I'm having a quick look. What does it say? It doesn't explain anything on that, which isn't particularly useful. But I'll put parking as no. We know that we've got 2 en suites and we've got 2 standard ones with but they've actually got their own private bathrooms, haven't they? Because if we remember, when we look here, there was a bathroom there, bedroom. So there we go, we've got 4 there. So we've got, okay, when I'm jumping back and forth, you can see that, so that's giving us a good idea. So we do an HMO evaluation on that. And this is saying, it seems to think that the property is going to have £1,834 worth of rental income. So how does it work that out? Look, you get all the comparables down the side here. So it's saying double en suite is roughly £400. You can see some people are, yeah, 400, 450, you know. So I'm going to say, yeah, 400 looks about right. And then I'm looking through these. I'm going to say it's actually the shared rooms, even if they've got their own bathroom. You might be able to get a little bit more. Let's say they're 375 each. So I'm just going to briefly open up. It's a bit of a mental spreadsheet that I use. But we've got buy-to-let analysis here that I'm just going to use. I'm going to put in 375. So it equals 375 plus 375, 400 plus 400. So then we've got a rental income there. And then what we also want to do is we've got a one-bedroom flat in the basement. So let's have a quick look and see what we think one of those will be worth. It seems to think that's going to be worth 275,000 on bricks and mortar. But here we go. So we take the same postcode that we had from the listing earlier, £160 a square foot. So that's pretty decent actually in that area. Here we go. Look, full postcode. We've got a flat, and it's it definitely looks fairly old. We'll say it's got one bathroom, one thing, and I imagine it doesn't seem to tell us how big it is. But it's well, a minute, just in the plan here. There you go. It's saying it's 413 square feet. So here we go, and we'll say once we're done, it's going to be in decent condition. And this is just again going to give us those on-market comparables straight away. So we haven't had to do all the legwork to get it. And again, look, there you go. That's another £427 a month. And it's saying that it's worth around about 70 grand. It's just coming down and having a look down here. You can see roughly, and you can also have a look at the rents. There you go. Yeah, so I'd say that's probably, I'm going to put it in at, say, £430 a month. So here we go, plus 430. So there you go. You can see now we've got £23,760 worth of income a year. So my spreadsheet here is a little bit complicated. But what I'm going to do is I'll leave it in as a buy, refurbish, refinance kind of a deal. Put the legal fees up a little bit because it probably looks like it's going to be a little bit complicated. And let's just say, you know, we want to fit a new kitchen in. A new kitchen is probably going to cost about £6,000. The bathrooms all look up together, you know, and then if we want to give it a nice splash of new paint, so we've got £6,000 plus we've got, say, maybe, I don't know, £3,000 to run through it. So that's then put us at 9, plus putting new furniture, another 4. So say we're at 13,000 or so, plus a little. Let's put in £15,000. So hopefully we're going to see if we can get no money left in at the end of this. So we've got £15,000, and we can see that the property was on the market here for £120,000. So we've put the offer price in at, say, 120. I imagine you can negotiate a little bit better than that. But here we go. So we're now turning around. So look, I've said refurb, and a little bit of cost in there. So you can see that's all come into that little spreadsheet. And then there's two ways of obviously doing evaluation. And what I'm doing now with my little spreadsheet is I'm actually just going down the commercial evaluation route. So the values and numbers are going to change and figures are going to change across the country. But typically somewhere further up north, you tend to get a multiplier of something like 7.5%, or 7.5 times the income. So what we've got here, we can see we've got £23,760 worth of income. So what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to put that there, times that by 7 to see what we get. And we've got 166, but I'm going to put that in at 0.75, so 178,000. So down here we aren't quite no money left in. You can see that, you know, if we're purchasing this originally with a bridging finance product here, 9% and 1%. You might be able to get that down if you get a precise product at the moment. They do a bridge product about 8.4%. I know that this information is coming from a company called GPS Financial, who I use quite a lot. They're very good at what they do. But you can get 8.4% from them on a bridge. And then you can also get about I think probably about a point, yeah, so that could be, say, 8.4%. And then you can change or adapt who it's going to be working for. And the numbers here might look a little bit weird because that you know, the two numbers there total up to 133,000. And the reason is when you get a bridging product, they actually roll up all the interest and all their fees into the cost of the mortgage. So then that means that your deposit actually increases higher and you have to effectively put more money into the deal. But so here you go. So if we were just to buy this property, spent 15 grand on doing it up, then we're going to have about £19,000 left in. If we turn around and say, look, let's go in and turn around and say we managed to get the deal for 110,000, then we've got 9 grand left in that deal there. And look, they've been on the market now just coming up to 2 months. So who knows? If you were to hammer that even a little bit harder, there we go. This is just, holy grail point. There you go. At £100,000, you've got no money left in. And you're going to be getting a really decent return of about 14 grand a year on that, which looks to me as a pretty good stunner of a deal. Obviously in here as well, you would want to allow for your bills, charges and everything else, but I've got a rough kind of numbers and everything else that lets you go with that. So, okay, we've done one, and so Tristan, we should quickly do another one. And here you go, look, this one was on for 150, dropped to 140. It's been on now for almost 3 or 4 months or so. It says it's a 5-bedroom house. If we actually look through the photos, we can see it needs a new kitchen. But the rest of the house is pretty up together. You might want to, spend a little bit bringing it up, but it looks pretty decent. So say we've got a 5-bedroom house here, 2 reception rooms, so that could actually possibly be a 6-bed HMO. St John's Ward, I'm not quite sure where that is at all. I'm sure someone's going to tell me that, Tristan, you're actually looking in the crummiest part of Halifax, but hey. What we do here again is we take that, we're then going to head back over to the property valuation tool, and we'll go get a valuation for this HMO. And then we've got the postcode there. We're then going to say that we're going to have it left to a decent condition. It's going to have a living room. I don't think it's got parking. And this time we've got 2 extra bedrooms, but these ones are all just going to be doubles with shared bathrooms. So I think last time it came out probably around about the 350 to 370 mark. Here you go. Let's see what it comes up with. So here it's saying that double shared bath is 389. Looking just down this list, double rooms left 360. Stunning 4-bed part at 390. But so if we just turn around and say, look, just taking a blend of this at the bottom end of the market, let's say it's 350 a room. We then turn around and get here is instead we have equals 350 times by 6 rooms. So this time we've got £2,100. And then what we've got to do is, I reckon probably let's leave the 15 grand refurb in there as well. And then this time round, how much do they have the property on? For 140. So if you think you could possibly go out there and get it, pick it up for, I don't know, the numbers here are going to turn around and say something like 110 will end up being around about no money left in status. But it's not far off there. But you can see quite easily, if you were to add a little bit of value or work with either of those 2 properties, you could end up with some no money left in deals. And I've got to say, I've realised I've flown through that pretty quickly. But you can see how we can literally use property data to head to a new area, go to a gold mine area, find B&V large properties, deal analyse it to work out there's a deal there. On that first property as well, look, you also had this property where it turned around and said it had a flat in the basement. So yeah, so it said it had a flat in the basement of it. And where it's got a flat in the basement, we might be able to do a title split on the flat in the basement, separate that out. You might be able to sell that on separately and then get pretty much all your cash out the deal. And that would be pretty awesome. So then we've managed to do all that. We've then gone through briefly what the refurb costs are going to be able to work out what we think and where we're going to be with it, our costs. With the bricks and mortar valuation is usually quite hard to be able to get your revaluation to be no money left in, because you're really trying to, at that point, work on the fact that you're buying way below market value and you're forcing the appreciation through your buy, refurbish and refinance. It tends to work better for that kind of thing on the south coast if you're possibly direct to vendor. But when you've got the commercial valuations like I've run through here on a multiple of the income, that's where you're really going to be able to get the higher valuation based on the property being, a specific HMO property, and that you're going to be able to pull the cash out of it. So the next bit is for you to do is you need to be tracking those and working out what you're doing with them to make sure you get them across the line. So if I just jump back in here and you see Heath View Street, to me seems to be the clear outlier and winner. But what we can do is we can do quite a few little bits with this. If we were to say deal source it, If we wanted to deal source it, we could just click download. And because I've got a Max account, the premium account, that allows you to put all your own branding and logos all over it, so you can send it straight out to someone as a comparable. You can see that's just appeared here. 5-bedroom house. Unfortunately, it's giving the contact details away. But you can see here where it's been on. It's got the comparable properties in the area. If we had how big the property was, then that would also work quite well in our favour. But you could even turn and say that, you know, this property here, Baldwin Terrace, that's a pretty chunky property as well, so that might be a good comp. But you can kind of get a good idea for being able to do that and give a lot of background information. The other bit, the main bit that I was trying to show you, which I think my computer is just doing the loading bit to show, but saved, that you can like it, and then what you can do is you can add your own notes to the property. Looks like a great NMLI opportunity, book viewing and source, for example. There you go, that's that. So an auto save there, and then what? Usually I can't seem to find it, but then you've got that property just to track through. Anyway, so the final bit you need to do is you need to call it, you need to make a viewing. And obviously there's people out there across the whole of the country that will be willing to help you out to the viewings. If you think you've only got to go on to one of the property forums online on Facebook, drop someone a message, and probably 15-20 quid, someone would go see it. Or you've got websites and things like Viewer, and you'll be able to get someone to go out there, take a look through for it, take all the photos for you and do a deal analysis for you. The final bit on here that I had mentioned and I had said earlier is I use GPS Financial for my mortgages and my finance. These guys are quite good with being able to sort out commercial finance. So if you give them a call, they'll probably be able to sort out something like the likes of Shawbrook, something like that, to be able to lend against a deal like that. So I hope you found that really useful, how you can find no money left in HMOs. As I mentioned, if you aren't using property data yet, I am an advocate. I think it's a great piece of software to use. I have a little thing just to explain what's going on there. And also, if this is the first part of the email series, make sure you stay on to the end. We've got about 12, 16 weeks worth of content, or at least videos worth of content to come out to you and explain everything from, you know, buying property portfolios, title splitting blocks, and how you can actually find these deals and actionably do it. Because the thing is, it's all well and good learning the ins and outs and the knowledge of it, but you actually want to go out and get those deals across the line. I hope you find this really useful, and give me a thumbs up if you're watching this on YouTube. Hopefully you subscribe, and yeah, catch you later. Hey guys, thanks for spending your time going through the Secret Sauce series and watching the video there. Hopefully you found it jammed packed full of information that you can action, go out there and really start getting property deals across the line. As you know, or you might not know yet, this is part of the Secret Sauce series. So every week you can have 2 videos sent straight to your inbox explaining how you can go out there and find great deals. So that can be anything from how to get deal sourcing, how to find properties below market value, stuff where the property size are way too big for the area, and how you can negotiate down a great discount so you do maybe like a title split. If you're out there looking for rent-to-rent deals, that will show how you can quickly find out demand, stack the deals, and to be able to get them right through. But we've done a whole series of this, and the idea is you can get emailed each week with all the little updates going through there. And we've got some fantastic little tools and ways to get around finding investment deals. So all I want you to do is, if you'd like to keep receiving these videos that we're creating, this is all completely free content. If you head over to Cutly, cutt.ly/ZebraInvest, capital Z, capital I. When you hit that page, there's going to be an email sign-up form. What I want you to do is just enter your name, what type of property you're investing in, what type of deals you're doing, and roughly what you're looking for. That's going to help me to work out what kind of content to put out there, create to help you along your way. And then what we're going to do is send out a fantastic series of videos exactly like this one in our Secret Sauce series to really help you get going and get your property deals coming across the line and hitting your goals. I hope you found this of help. If you've got any questions, comments, or anything else like that, leave them in the below or pop me an email, which is tg@ZebraInvest, and I'll see what I can do to help you. But thank you very much, guys, and I look forward to seeing you soon.